Hi, beautiful people. How are ya? I hope you're having a great day. So I'm looking at things that will help post-menopause. I've done a couple of videos on menopause. And for those of you who are in perimenopause and menopause. And I'm hoping on Saturday to get our French doors, they're double doors, taken down. My husband will do that. Take them down and get them in the garage, get them cleaned up, remove all the oils and dust and dirt off of them. We bought them brand new, never stained them, just put them up there. And so obviously you can see those, I forget what they're called, shims, I think. And obviously those will come down when he takes the door down. He'll have to put shims back in. Our doors aren't level without them, but cut them off. I want them cut off so they don't show up. And then we'll have to actually, this whole wall all the way down is drywall that was never seamed or painted, telling my secrets here. And so it all needs to be mudded and fixed and then painted. That's why I painted the back wall the color it is, because on screen, it looks like it's all painted all the same color. So a little behind the scenes stuff and real life remodeling efforts. So eventually we'll get all these little things done around the house too. In this video, I will describe the brain. We'll look at each section and discover how the brain looks and functions in fibromyalgia patients. Here we go. Our brain is the center of our nervous system and part of the central nervous system. It sends, receives, and processes messages to control the body, and it also directs sensory information. There are three main parts of the brain: the forebrain, which includes the cerebrum and cerebral cortex, the brainstem, and the cerebellum. Let's start with the forebrain. The most complex system of the brain is the forebrain. It's the uppermost, largest part of the brain. It's made up of the cerebrum and cerebral cortex. In the cerebrum is a right and left hemisphere. They are attached by a bundle of nerve fibers so they can communicate with each other. Its composition is made up of gray matter in the cerebral cortex and mostly white matter in the cerebrum. So that white matter looks white because the nerve cells are covered with myelin sheaths. Its function is to control the voluntary muscle movements of the body and contains both cell bodies and nerve fibers. The outer layer of the gray matter that completely covers cerebrum is called the cerebral cortex and makes up about half of our brain's total mass. It is made up of 4 lobes: parietal, frontal, temporal, and occipital, each with their own specific function. This is the part that looks wrinkled because of the many folds and grooves. It's made up of about 14 to 16 billion nerve cell bodies and their dendrites. Dendrites receive chemical messages from another cell. and do not have the fatty covering called myelin that is found in the cerebrum white matter. So it looks gray. It is responsible for higher level processing, such as consciousness, reasoning and decision making, remembering and problem solving, language, and emotion. The cerebral cortex processes sensory information like touch, sight, sound, taste, and smell. Because of this, we can see our grandchildren and taste the good foods we love. The cerebral cortex also processes motor information, like being able to chew our food. We also feel the things we touch or that touch us. It interprets pain, pressure, temperature, vibration, and body position. Pain information from the body is processed in the occipital lobe, along with visual attention and perceiving objects. The occipital lobe is across this area, that place, that area where you feel it's starting to curve in. That's the occipital bone. There's been a lot of studies over the years showing alterations in the brain. This is not going to be a complete list. That would take me hours. But this should show us that there are certainly many things going on in the brain of people with fibromyalgia that shouldn't be. And to note here about exercise, one study found that in the corticostriatal brain networks in fibromyalgia patients, exercising did not improve pain. Instead, exercise increased pain-related activations in this part of the brain network. Does that mean we shouldn't exercise? No, I absolutely do not believe that. We need to, for our heart health, to lower our glucose levels, and to feel good. Exercise releases endorphins, brain chemicals that increase happiness. 5 minutes a day of movement is all we need to feel better emotionally and help our body. If you can do more, do it, but work up gradually. Please don't give up on this important tool. So again, in the cerebrum, let's start with the temporal lobe. Shown here in this picture is a part of our cerebral cortex. Deep within is an area called the insular cortex or insular lobe. In a 2020 study, researchers found disruptions in this area. The insular cortex is involved in homeostasis, emotions, and consciousness. This includes hunger, pain, and fatigue. The medial temporal lobe is located in front of the hippocampus, one on either side of the hemisphere. It's part of the limbic system that mediates positive emotion and memory, and also our sense of smell from the olfactory bulb flows directly to the amygdala. This part of the brain is low in neuroinflammation compared to healthy controls, but results showed higher pain scores and higher stress responses in this area, including fatigue, tension, frustration, depression, somatization, and aggression. Compared to healthy controls, pain modulation was not in this area. We have a dysfunctional neural pain modulation. Microglia become activated as an immune defense. This may create a sensitivity to certain smells, light, and sounds. In addition, the amygdala drives our stress and fear response, our fight or flight, because it's known for our emotion processing. And the left superior temporal gyrus was found in a study to have decreased neuroinflammation compared with healthy controls. It plays a role in remembering what you hear and how to process language. The parietal lobe processes physical sensations like touch. The left superior parietal lobe and superior frontal gyri show neuroinflammation, and results showed higher pain scores and higher stress responses, including fatigue, tension, frustration, depression, somatization, and aggression. The same as what was found in the amygdala. This area is known to affect attention and spatial perception. Also, within the parietal lobe, just above the occipital lobe, in an area called the left precuneus, is inflammation that affects memory-based tasks and episodic memory recall. Episodic memory is a collection of past personal experiences, our long-term memory, that involves the recollection of specific events, situations, and experiences. Your memories of specific events are personal to you. Ask 3 people who were at the same event, and you'll get 3 different answers as to what they saw or felt or thought was most important. It's not really about the facts, it's about the world around you. So picking the correct memory may be difficult at times. The frontal lobe is part of the cerebral cortex in the primary motor cortex region that affects skilled movements. This was shown to have neuroinflammation. It's abnormal. Also, the ridge on the brain's cerebral cortex, which makes up about 1/3 of the frontal lobe, is called the superior frontal gyrus. This area processes higher cognitive function and working memory and is abnormal. It shows neuroinflammation. There's an area called the medial frontal gyrus that is situated in the left cerebral hemisphere. This area shows inflammation and is known to affect literacy. In a study, researchers found prefrontal and orbitofrontal regions demonstrated lower degrees of connections and altered gray matter. I send you gentle hugs and support. Love you. Exercise increased pain related. The amygdala drive. Did I say that already? In the